What PS you off instantly? Getting blamed for something you didn't do. Just do everything. When you drop something and it bumps into even more things on the way down. Just having to lean down to pick something up makes me rage. You pick it up, then drop it again, then pick it up, then drop it again. Fine. Stay on the floor. Nobody cares. See your friends on the shelf. They revile you. Mosquito sounds, especially the little F's that fly into your ear. Had one buzz into my ear at night hovering around. I wake up slapping myself in the face like a lunatic. This one made me laugh. When I hit my head on something. There's this pipe right around head level near my washing machine and utility sink. I'm not even tell it's an old house. I bump my head on it an embarrassing amount of times. I always want to smash something when I do. Eater, I actually have a couple weeks of from work and started a to-do list. Going to add padding that pipe. Thanks all. Yes. My first inclination when I hit my head is to be violent. I'm otherwise a chill person. Yes. I could get my arm cut off and I would be like, ouch, but hit my head and I see absolute red and want to destroy something. I thought it was just me. So glad I share this hatred with others. It takes all my might to not put my hand through the nearest destroyable object every time I bump my head. When I put the thing in a specific place and then I go to get it from that specific place and the thing isn't there. Where's the effing thing? I put it there. I know I did. No one knows anything about the thing or its whereabouts. Drives me insane. Later on I inevitably find the thing in a different place and suddenly remember putting it there. Then I'm peed off with myself. My version of this. I go looking for an object I don't need very often. It takes me a while to find it, which annoys me. Once I'm finished with it, I then put it in a very specific place so that next time I'll know where to find it. Next time I need it. Say a couple months down the road. Whatever place made perfect sense to past me is now inconceivable. And so I go right back to not being able to find the thing and it taking a while. The trick is to remember the first place you go looking for it and then put it there after you're done with it. Scruddiness douchebag. Defined as someone who speaks or acts in offensive ways and then decides whether he was joking or not based on people's reactions. Haha, you thought I was serious. But it was obviously a joke. I can't believe you fell for that. Oh my god. You're silly. Apostrophe. More like it was just a refine joke. Chill the F out. You guys are too sensitive. Learn how to take a refine joke. Got. Apostrophe. Jesus. Just reading that S makes me irrationally mad. I think I know too many scruddiness douchebags. I see you've met my family. When in a conversation someone does a whole monologue, but when they are done, won't let you get a single word in, and will even walk away. I see you have met my dad. He'd get along with my mom. He did. How I met her mother. When I'm wearing socks and walk into my kitchen area and step into wet. I too have kids. Also, my mom has chihuahuas. It's anyone's guess what I have on my foot. If there's anything worse than wet, it's mystery wet. And then you dab it with a tissue and see it's a nasty shade of yellow/brown/grey. Wear slippers indoors now. My dog has messed up allergies. Add green to the list of colors. LMAO. Trying to open easy open packaging to find out that S is not, in fact, easy to open in any way, shape, or form. Those little tabs at the corner of pockets of cold meat that are supposed to peel the whole thing open but instead just completely detach. Rage. Just the other day I was trying to open a packet of ham. The image layer of the cover peeled off instead of the thicker layer that actually provides the barrier. Really not impressed that I needed to grab a knife to open what is normally a easy packet to open. People who don't let others off things, elevators, subways, etc. while they try to get on. Cut in lines. See also, people who exit a lift or train, or get off an escalator, and then just stop dead, causing an immediate piloop as everyone behind them has to body swerve the moron. OMG, went grocery shopping once and a woman stopped a foot inside the double doors to start rifling through her purse in the exact center, so there was no way for me to get around. I waited a few seconds and then said excuse me, and she jumped and looked around surprised AF, like she hadn't expected someone else to want to use the door. Some people are so effing oblivious it makes me wonder how they survive. These are the people who would have been eaten by some kind of large predator in the past. I feel like maybe we should bring that back. It's no more than they deserve. People who always interrupt you when you're mid-sentence. My husband has a habit of starting a sentence and not finishing it. Then I'll chime in, thinking it's my turn. H. Let me finish. Me. I thought you were finished. You stop talking. Edit. I'm either a horrible person or I have ADHD. One thing that changed how I communicate with everyone for the better. Listening is not waiting to speak. Apostrophe. Was in a meeting once, and the guy leading it scolded a couple people for constantly interrupting him. He said you guys are listening to speak, not listening to understand. Edit. He said this because he was trying to explain what he needed and they kept cutting him off with their assumptions on what he was going to say. Meetings are tough when you have a bunch of people trying to plan something. I don't like talking over people or interrupting people, but sometimes you have to do it before the meeting progresses and you lose your chance. Being volunteered without my consent. The classic voluntold. I expected that from the army. Being voluntold in the civilian world though just piss me off. Being treated like a child, or like I'm stupid. Instant rage. I effing hate this s. If it happens while you're literally maturing in front of people as a teenager, it ruins your effing confidence, and so you end up thinking you're not an adult, yet even though you're doing everything adults do. My family have severely effed this up, and it's ruined the confidence of my younger brother and I, because despite the fact we are 22 and 23 years old, our family still treats us like effing babies, and have for all our lives. Like, yeah, I understand I'm still very naive, I get it man, I'm still super young, but I've seen some effing s already. If not now then, when the f am I finally an adult capable of doing s, and being able to talk about difficult topics without them trying to keep me away from said topics? It's just so effing frustrating. They also treat us like we're incompetent because they never taught us anything, so when we ask for info they just brush it off and either change the subject or pretend we don't need the information just yet because we're still too young. r/idiotsincas. This mainly gives me anxiety. I can't scroll through that. Can't help but think, yeah, that could happen to me. I don't know why, but as I get older, driving makes me more nervous. I used to never be like this. I used to love driving. It's because you've learned through life that there's a lot of idiots behind the wheel. I'm 27. Every single time there's an oncoming car, I imagine them swerving directly into me, just so I can slightly increase my reaction time if anything went wrong. But they're probably just like me, going to work, going to my dad's for a beer, anything. And I'd never swerve into a car. So why should they? But the stress is still there because we see all these videos of absolute effing morons driving to ton death machines without knowing how brakes or reverse works. The problem is sampling bias. Basically, you're not looking at a representative sample of everyone driving. You're seeing crash after crash after crash after crash. Your brain adopts that as this is the common thing, so you think this will happen to you all the time. You don't see the 99% of people that come and go without any problem because that's boring and forgettable. Some of the complaints about cops on the US is that during training they constantly show cops being killed. So their mind, they are not going to a city, they are going to a war zone where everyone is trying to kill them. So basically we're constantly bombarding our brain with edge cases and we start thinking this is the normal. The someone has it worse trope. 5 years ago, when I was 17, I was diagnosed with lupus. 3 years ago my kidneys failed, and I was put on dialysis. My mom, who was my support, died in September. The amount of times I heard that in the last few years, if I had $1 for each one, I could surpass Ellen. Like, I know there's worse. Doesn't mean I still can't feel bad. Toxic positivity effing drives me nuts. because nobody ever does that with any of the other emotions. Like example, if you're super happy because you finally got a job, nobody would tell you that other people have better jobs and more happiness, so you should just be neutral about it. Just before I was diagnosed with PTSD, all the toxic positivity comments would make me break down. I was trying so hard to survive every day, and someone telling me I was making them feel miserable and I should smile because it's not that bad just made it worse. As a nurse, patients that spit at me, very few things make me want to see punch you like spitting at me. These people are very brave and very stupid at the same time. Why on earth would you pee off the person responsible for your care and health? Because they can get away with it. They can also get restrained with me standing at a 10-foot distance from them for the rest of the night, because that's a potential harm to my health, along with a police report for assault. Nurses have been abused for far too long, and the few that are left in the profession are flat out not taking it anymore. We are humans who deserve basic respect and common decency first. Nurse second. Nurse as hospital security. Trust me when I say that nothing pleases me more than getting to restrain / potentially hold down someone who starts being a C to their nurse you spit on and tried to take a swing at your nurse or orderly. Okay, big man. Have fun now as me and 4 other guards hold you to the bed like a screaming child while you get clapped into 6-point restraints and a spit hood. Have fun screaming impotently for potentially hours while your cold lodgy drips down from the mesh back onto your face. And you can't scratch that super annoying itch on your back because your hands are restrained, since you clearly can't control them. Working in healthcare, even tangentially, especially during this pandemic, has eroded what little faith or patience I had left for humanity. If you act like a refine animal, I'm going to treat you like one.